Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm gonna talk about ALEO mining. When am I gonna stop mining ALEO with my GPU, or when it should basically not gonna profit and I'm gonna pay more for electrical than for mining ALEO. At that point it would be basically unprofitable and doesn't make sense to mine. It's better to shut off the miners and buy the coin, because you buy more with your money than paying for electrical, right? So that's always kind of the case there for any coin we mine here. So now let's go and switch. It's the and the reason for that just because ALEO been dropping here, the price been going down pretty much from $6 all the way. It dropped to $1.80 at one point, probably even today. Was it today or yesterday? Yeah, it was just few hours actually. Yeah, $1.80. So it's kind of, it depreciated a lot. It's over just less than a month. It's the 3 times dropped the price, more than 3 times, probably almost 4 times, right? So in that case, I have just 149 GPU farm, little farm here. I had converted I got couple X 12 Ultras received, so I moved all my 3070 in X12. The reason that I like X12, I mean, yes, they are heavy, a little bit harder to install, but because I pay for HiveOS, for me makes sense the bigger density, because I pay same amount for this 12 card as I pay for 8 card or this 5 cards. So that's 30 cents I pay every day just for each. Pretty much with discounted rate it's a little bit less, probably 20 cents. It's still worth it. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. I mean, $2 a month, that's not even 20 cents. That roughly probably 10 cents, right? Or what? $2 a month divided by 30, it's only like 6 cents really. Close to 7 cents a day. So that's, I mean, it makes sense. 7 cents a day, not too much, just for the farm, a little farm like that to run per machine, I mean, or per worker. So let's just first concentrate and see. Let's look at hashrate.no. First, that's where I kind of started. When I go to GPU, I click my most quantity card is 3070 that I have, and then I click on it and I see the most profitable coin, still ALEO. It shows 12 cents on 24 hours, 15 cents currently, and the yield is 241. It was about 204, so that fluctuates with the network hash rate. So that's our reward. We're gonna see a bigger number or smaller number here is based on the network hash rate, right? So, but I still kind of look at that 15 cents, 12 cents profit there, and to make sure the mega proof here per second is 0.33 mega proof. Is that what I have, or I don't get it? So all these numbers kind of matter, but it's a pretty good start point, giving me enough information to kind of just first figure it out and see if I want to mine this coin. But there's nothing else at my 12 cents electrical rate. There's nothing else really. Everything else is just negative at 24-hour rate, right? So I only have one that's still ALEO. But the question is when I am going to stop mining ALEO. So I have this little calculation. So this is my farm there on the top. 149 cards total. There is a 84 3070, 21 3080, and 44 3060 Ti. And here is my hashes. So how, it's not exactly what hashrate.no reports, and obviously the power consumption is slightly different because it reports 115. I have 111 for 3070s and 185 for 3080, a little different rate there, and 105 for 3060 Ti. And so these numbers are not exactly matched to the hashrate.no. It's every farm, every card gonna do differently, but I need to average it. So how do I do that really? What I need to do, I need to go back to the pool. So really we're gonna go to my F2 pools there, and first of all, I'm going to confirm on the revenue, the rewards that I'm getting. It's going to have every day, going to have the mega proof total for my farm. So just add it a little bit. So it should be a new, I should have 49 just because I disconnected 4 rigs that I had to put into X12 Ultra from 3 X8, 8 cards. Kind of convert 3 machines to 2. This way it's better density. And let's take a look on the workers now. Yes, I do have, because I disconnected few, and it's just gonna rearrange, but it's total 15. Now my 24-hour rate, that's what's important here. That's where I'm getting pay basically based on this number, right? So I'm not probably 100% 50 mega proofs, 59, just because this older, some of these machines just still they're offline because I've changed the names or whatever, and they are still reporting, showing like there's a little bit of hash rate left, which probably balanced, but maybe not exactly. But let's do this math. So basically, what am I doing? I'm just gonna copy entire 3070 farm, right? So I'm gonna go to my 3070s here. This is the last machine 8 and 9 I just added yesterday, so it doesn't have full probably 24/7 rate here on this number 9, number 8. It's probably a little bit behind, but it's getting pretty close. But let's do this 5 miners, right? So I can calculate the average for my per card. So what's my really 3070 in average from all these cards doing? As soon as I have 24 hours on all of the 7 rigs 3070, I can do the same calcs basically and copy the whole thing. So right now I'm just gonna copy only all my 3070s just right here from miner 3 all the way. We're gonna go to miner 7. So 5 machines. I'm gonna Control C and go back here. So here I did a little bit of math before, so I'm just gonna show you fresh how I do it real quick. So I'm gonna copy and Control V and paste. It just offsheets, so I'm gonna X and move it out. I'm gonna just get this line all together and just move it out here. Doesn't want to, of course, because somehow it's broken. All right, so let's just move this first right over here. Didn't want to let me move this manually one by one. So what we want to really do is kind of move them together in one column first, right? So it's just kind of a little bit weird how we do it, but it doesn't matter. We can just unwrap it, merge, remove this merge, so we can just get this all in one line right there. Okay, so now how do we get the calculation done on this weird looking formula with mega proofs, right? So how do we remove this in Excel? I'm just gonna select with the space in front, I'm gonna select this whole section and do Control C, Control Copy, right? Then I'm gonna put Control H, which bring me the screen of the replace, and I'm gonna paste the whole thing here, mega proofs here, and you could see with the space in front of it because we want to replace everything, and then I'm gonna replace all. So now I have just the numbers, so there is no proofs. I can use this as basic numbers, right, and do calculation. Now I'm just can select this whole thing and click on the top of the screen and select after sum, or I can do average instead of after sum. I'd like to do the average. So really what I'm interested in is the average hash per card, right? So not per card, per rig. So it's 4.024 is my average per rig. No, that's not correct, sorry. I have to select all of these and do the average again right there. 4.024. Yeah, so it's not that bad actually. I'm not sure it's running a little bit on the higher scale, looks like right now 4.7. Yeah, so there's probably a spike right now, maybe because of the hash rate dropping down. So it's showing a little bit better, but it's probably going to reconcile a little bit. So it's fluctuate even on 24 hours, to be honest. But I have 84, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 12. That's 60 cards, right? 60 cards right there. So what we're going to do is divide basically this number, divide by 60 cards. And so, oh no, 12 cards. I'm sorry, 12 cards per rig. So really my average rig doing 4.7 right now, and it's 0.39, which is really good, but that's 15-minute spike. Now 24 hours, if we do same formula and divide this by 12 cards, is 0.335, which is better than reported on the hash rate data. But typically it's not the case. All right, so basically it's performing a little bit better than hash rate error was showing, but when I was checking just a few days ago, the average was 0.393, and if we divide that 24 hours average by 12, so equal days divided by 12, we will receive 0.328, so it's under 33. And a couple days ago, there was a drop 24 hours to 3.65. So you could see how it's 24 hours on the ALEO. Even 24 hours fluctuate a lot. So it's not all the way the same throughout the board. But at least it given me idea how my miners performing. Are they doing any good? Or where am I at in my average? So right now, the average is super good, but just because probably some of the rigs still showing, like I said, the one I just replaced and disconnected and put it up, it just shows a little higher. So it will drop probably in around 49, back to 49. And so I do that for every card. So my average is really there is 32.5, 0.47 for 38 is 0.27, and the total hash is 49. That's where I should be, which right now it's showing a little bit better. It's showing that I'm doing on, let's go back to my worker there. And what do we have? 50.74. So you could see this 24 average. It's actually showing a lot bigger number, 40, and the 15 minutes 63. it just sometimes, yeah, it does that, but then it will what's more important is when it's all reconciled, it's just at the pay time, when you check revenue, that's where the based on the pay. So I really had 45 because I disconnected some of the rigs when I did the cards move around. So I did roughly 47 for almost the last, like I added some cards over there when it was 40, so and stuff like that. So now I was 4 days running at 47 megaproof, pretty much stable at 32 ALEO, roughly between 31 32 ALEO. So it was last day was 45. I'm hoping the next it will be close to 49 where I'm supposed to be, right, at the workers, but I don't know if I'm gonna get full 50 megaproofs per second. But regardless, let's just for safe, just for this calculation, I'm gonna use my my whole farm 49 megaproofs, right, per second. Now ALEO price was dropping to $1.80. Now it's back to $2.02. What does that mean? That means that I'm supposed to be getting 35 ALEO based on that of that hash rate, right? And because of the hash rate that I know showing it's 0.241 ALEO per card, which is kind of strange. It kind of seems high to me. It's probably going to be 0.23, something like that, not 0.241. So I really have to get like 34 ALEO hopefully for the next pay or the following pay. I'm not sure, but what is that? Is that it's $69 a day, right? So it's all 24-hour calculated here. So now 24 hours power consumption, 17 kilowatts, 17.8, it's almost 18 kilowatts. It's $51 at my 12 cents electrical rate. And so the profit's really $17.83 for my farm, which is not much for 100, almost 50 GPUs, but it's still better than, you know, getting negative or zero. So and the monthly only like $538, but it's still something, and that's, you know, we're hoping always for the better. But when do I stop actually mining? I'm watching the price, and I'm watching the rewards per card, which is giving me the total ALEO I could potentially mine. When it was just 0.204 before ALEO per card, it would give me like only 30 ALEO, right? So I should get right now a little bit more. It's really like 0.23 or maybe even 0.24. So we'll see what that number gonna be next time. At 45, let's just do hash 45. Yeah, I got 31. So yeah, it's pretty close to 23. So we'll see how I get to 34 ALEO. I'd like to see that. But the real question is, so it dropped to $1.80. Was it still profitable? Yeah, at $1.80, I'm still getting $10.30 a day. So it's, of course, it's a lot less, but it's still okay. So what if the price of ALEO, when is it actually gonna drop for me? And what if the hash rate of ALEO goes double, right? So the reward is gonna drop halfway. So instead of 0.23 on the hash rate.no showing 241, what if I'm gonna get only half of that, right? So that's about 12, let's say 0.12. So definitely if the hash rate goes double, it goes negative. I'm gonna lose $19 every day. So yeah, so I have to watch this reward based on the hash rate. So the hash rate, total network hash rate of ALEO, if it increases probably 30%, so I get 30% reduction there, so roughly 0.6 less, so it's like 0.17, right? 0.17 already negative. So just with 30%, it'll be not profitable already, right? So have to watch the hash rate and how the reward's going. Also, the ALEO price, $1.80. Well, $1.80 with today rewards is still a pretty good number. What about $1.50? Yes, that's my breaking point to zero. So anything below $1.50 with the hash rate of ALEO as of today. And by the way, the network hash rate, where we can change. So here on F2 pool, you could see the network hash rate, 468 gigaproofs per second, right? So it's the pool hash rate, which is F2 pool, has about half of that, 2.28. And let's see if we have ALEO on the miner stats. We should have, not on the miner stats, sorry, it should be under, we should have that under mining profitable pool, mining pool stats. So right there we should have ALEO here. So let's check if we have that. Yeah, so definitely 52%, 228 gigahash. It shows a little higher network hash rate, peaks probably at 523 for 34 gigahash. It shows in hashes, but it's really in proofs per second. So it's pretty close to what the F2 pool showing, 468. So really have to watch these two numbers. Actually, the first one is more important because that's the network hash rate. So if that goes up by a lot, just by probably 25%, it'll be not profitable. And also there is estimated mega proofs per proof amount of ALEO daily revenue, which shows 71. And that's pretty much a good formula here already built in F2. If F2 pool there on the home, if you click from workers just back to home there, with all your hash rates there, you could see how fluctuates that hash rate, but also it's just a 30-minute. If you do daily, you see daily. I just basically started like 2 weeks ago, right? A little bit late in that ALEO game, but these numbers at the bottom, they're showing pretty good numbers where you have that 71, and I can verify when I'm doing my division, I have 69. So really is actually, what's the 241.73. So it does change really frequently. So it's kind of like 235. Yeah, right there. So I will have, this is per mega, this ALEO per mega hash or mega proofs per second, right? So these numbers pretty close to accurate. So that's where my $1.50 came from. And basically, of course, the hash rate.no, it's gonna report that per mega hash. This is very important. So that's how I could match it to the F2 pool right there, this number, just by based on the network hash rate. So we can do that formula, but not necessarily we need that. We just can look at these numbers and make sure our per mega proofs is gonna drop. As soon as this goes up, that's the number only goes with the network hash rate. So really doesn't change on ALEO price. Doesn't matter if ALEO drops 20 times or increase, the actual daily revenue or rewards gonna stay based on the network hash rate on this number. So this 468, if it goes up, this number goes down. When this number goes down, obviously the revenue gonna increase, go up here. So that's my calculations, guys. I hope you're kind of watching this ALEO coin to the point. And then of course electrical rate, like if I have for 12 cents, right? So what if I have 20 cents? Well, definitely it's not profitable at $1.50, even when it drops to $1.80. Even at 202 at right now price, it's still under, it's not going to be profitable. So really depends what your cost of electrical. So 0.18 cents, it wouldn't be profitable for my summer rate. Luckily the summer rate is over, so from next May, when the summer rate starts in June, actually it will not be profitable at, if we keep with the same rates, right? But I'm pretty sure in a few months everything will change anyways, or the price will drop on the ALEO or something else. Now, but 15 cents, at 15 cents right now, it's still profitable. Even at probably 16 cents, you're doing just a tiny bit, $2 for the whole farm. So really at my 12 cents, I think I'm doing at least a little bit, not too much. It was a little bit better when the price of ALEO was around $3. Obviously, it was doing a lot better. But anyways, I'm thinking of the ALEO right now is the, if you want to invest a little bit in ALEO, you're buying basically at discounted rates. So I'm not buying at 2 cents, I'm really buying at $1.50 every time, because the rest of it I'm buying with that electrical cost that I would just use for my buying the coin, right? But instead I'm getting more coins for that. So anyways, guys, that's it for this video. I hope it helps you to calculate your farms, and you can pause the video, look at this spreadsheet, because I did kind of per card here. Obviously these numbers right there change a lot. See how I had to kind of look at these different numbers to see where I'm at. So but in majority it's like where I am in average per card right here. So, and their power is a little different what I use, and that includes, by the way, the power I have, that includes my whole rig running with the PSUs, and that's for octa miners. So the 8 card or 12 card octa miners, so they consume about probably 100 to 120 watts plus the fans. When right now it's a little bit cooler, which is nice, so the fans doesn't run full speed, so I use a little bit less power during the day because it doesn't get over 78. Before, when it was 90, obviously it would just get during the day a lot. It would use a lot more power. During night, we have cooler nights now going to 50, which really helps to maintain the temperature with the easier going on the fans on those Actaminer Sweat. Basically, that's it. And for clocks, core locks. So I did test it out. It's not very efficient, but you could mine a little bit extra coins if your power cost is under 10 cents or 7 cents. I think it makes sense to collect more if you're trying to get a little bit in, not financial advice, but if you're trying to get the coins anyway, it's kind of like a discounted coin rates, right? So right there, unless you're selling every day, then you have to look at it if you're really gonna get more money for this, because you're gonna put a not very efficient way to mine, right? So you may spend the same for electrical, and that's may not be worth the time, and getting the cards running hotter and stuff like that. So really this rate that what we use, the same as Xelis, same as that hash rate.no 1470. I use 200, 1417, and 5000 on the on my settings, which is pretty standard that I use for all the cards. There's 2 rigs that I'm testing here with a little bit larger. I put 1500 for clock, so 215, 5000. Power limit really not actually, but power limit, right? So yes, I did have a couple issue with this rig number 9 and 8 when I converted. There's few cards, so these cards are like NVIDIA cards, VGA cards, always 3 fans, and MSI was running really cool. And this rig, you could see the temperature a lot higher. I had to play with that so I don't go, but you could see how the fans running crazy now on this. So I need to really figure out what to do with this couple of the P and Y cards. They're really getting hot. And this one is the one that I had to reduce the power to 95 watts. Even I reduced it, it's still using 100 watt there. So I have to limit, you know what, it may not take in under 100 watts, because that's how the cards it's a minimum 100 watts in the settings. So really you can't do any setting less than 100. So it will kind of work these cards warmer because they use more power, even though the hash rate doesn't change much on these few cards. It runs, doesn't matter. If I put 130, it runs to almost 120 watts and does not do a lot more hash rate, just getting the cards a lot hotter. So that's what you could do. You could limit them to 100 watts. Some of the cards that going higher than 100, they shouldn't go more than 100 watts. And even getting with the higher clocks, they're like hovering around 100. See, like 101, 102, 103. So really not much further than 100. You could see that there's 110, which I can actually manually drop that wattage there by 100. So that's the minimum I can set there on the card. And it will potentially reduce that using that extra power, and the hash rate will, I noticed, stay in the same. So it's not really affecting the hash rate of the card. And like this one, I already reduced on 4. So let's look at the 5. So this one I haven't changed. Actually did a little bit for 90 to 20, so really not much difference. So you could really stick with the hash rate.no 1470 and 200 and stuff like that. Just watch your cards if you have multiple rig card. If it's going over 100 a lot, like 120 or 115, you really need to reduce power, because you're not gonna do anything to hash rate, but it will just consume more power, 20-25 extra watts, by doing nothing, creating an extra heat. So yeah, just check on that on all of your rigs, because that's what I've been doing lately, especially with the one that's running kind of hot. So I don't know with those PNY cards, you know, I'm not too fan, but it's actually requesting to run the full speed on my actually have to probably increase a little bit to 62. I don't like to run it like crazy 100% on those fans, because they do use a lot more power, probably 100 more watts, and that's not very efficient. Right now it's showing only 64 extra watts, which yeah, no, it doesn't really show that much. So I don't know if that accounts, if HiveOS accounts for fan use when it's using 100% power. I don't think it adds to that use amount, so I really need to use my power meters to test it. So anyways, that's what you want to do for efficiency, especially getting really tight with the profits. When you get to those little numbers per rig, you know, your efficiency will be really tight, and the whole goal is just to get this miner efficient, to get better number on this end, right? 2.02 right now. So yeah, that's where we at. So yes, obviously it dropped like half already, basically because the price of the ALEO keep on dropping. So we'll see at 150, it's probably where I have to start worry, or if the hash rate gonna go like right now. What do we have? I need to add this hash rate that no per card. So this is per 3070. And I need to add network hash rate. So I'm kind of watching this 468 giga proofs per second, proof per second, something like that, right? Was it 468? Yeah, 468. So based on that number, I can do like a little formula, and if I update network hash rate and giga proofs per second, I'm just gonna put 468, and the formula is usually very easy to figure it out, and as soon as you get your number change here, it will adjust all your numbers there. So that's another way to watch your profits, you know. But hash rate that is very close, so that's the first place you could check. Obviously, probably easiest, probably even place to check, because you will go there, just click on their profits 24 hours and real profit. If this goes down to 0, that's where you actually probably is pretty close to, and see how it reports 241. So it's probably a little bit less, and I don't know what their number. They're kind of based on the very good, efficient one of a card that performs pretty well. Some of the cards maybe do, my cards do better than this, and some maybe a little worse than that. So anyways, with that said, just stay safe and watch out for ALEO price and the profits, because it's been going down, but there's nothing really else to mine. Well, on 3080 you would say like, oh, you can do the AI on some of the cards, right? Well, that's true, but and I'm doing that on my other A3080. I'm just kind of keeping on the solid, and I'm gonna watch the solid. So let's say it's pretty much my full rig there. Actually, yes, that's what I was gonna talk about, because let's say I have 9 right now, but one of them 3090. We can ignore that card, let's say, and just do 3090 is this one right there. Yeah, this is the 3090, and it doesn't really actually do right now better than any other card. But based on that, I could check like, hey, what do I do daily, right, for this rig? So let's just get the average and I can deduct, you know, another dollar maybe for 30.90. But if I do 7 days, okay, so I'm doing $7 a day. Let's say it's $6 per rig of 3080. I have 14070 Ti actually on that rig. So, but let's say if I put for ALEO, will it be more profitable than keeping? Let's say I'm doing $5 average, right, with that 3090. Let's think about, like, okay, not the worst days. Well, this was switching, updating. So really was an issue with my rigs updates and stuff like that. So in average, it's between $4 or $5. Let's say $6 here, say $5 average, right? What can I do on my rig of 3080, 8 cards right here of ALEO? Let's put 9 cards just to be fair, right? So in ALEO, I can do $6.34 per day before power. So here where it comes in real tiny configurations, because I am using on that rig 1600 watts for running 9 cards, right? If I'm doing ALEO, because it's 24 hours mining. We're on salad. I'm not using 1600 watts. I'm actually, so my cost is not going to be 480. And let's go and check it out, how much I'm going to use power on that rig. So I really need to go back to my here. Power consumption there. And let's check it out, the salad cost per day. This is my daily kilowatt, 16 kilowatt, 20 kilowatt, and I can switch to the currency. And really, I'm only using $2 here, $1 here, $1.60, $1.90, $2.50, $2.70 was on Thursday. All right, so 270, let's say the highest one, 260, 270. ALEO was every single day $4.80. So really, when it comes to the profit, it's not 270. So if we add salad here, let's just add salad here, at right underneath of this line. I'm just gonna do this and gonna insert. And this is going to be a salad. So revenue per day, we calculated $5, and we're using about $2, let's say 50 a day. And because the power consumption a lot less, I don't need any of these numbers. So really on salad, 9 cards. On salad, I'm doing $1 better a day, which is not huge, but it's better. So really, how much ALEO needs to be before it would be better to do on the ALEO. So if it's $3, $4.63, a lot better. So $2.50 at 306. So around $2.50, right? To maybe 40, even at 240. Yeah, around 240, even and higher. If price of ALEO, it probably makes more sense going to ALEO from salad. But again, I took very, very conservative salad numbers. In reality, we have $1.70 right now. That power I used for the last day, and it was $6 in rewards. So really, like 430 is the profit. So really have to use the make sure to use properly, your calculations, because the salad could be more profitable at some point. The reason is because I didn't get the jobs, but machine still consume like 50 watts, even if they're not working or doing any workloads. It is still on the load. If I check my live load and I put to the watts units right there, so here is my salad. I'm doing 800 watts. There are a few machines probably running, doing a little bit of the work there, but not all of them, of course, because if they go all of them to work, it would show a lot more power usage. So probably 2 or 3 right now working, which they use about 200 watts usually when they on the work, from 200 to 300 watts. And you can see how this fluctuate a lot. But when none of them work, for 9 machines, it would be 400 watts roughly, 450. So there are definitely 2-3 machines doing some workloads, which is good, but it's not all of them working. But if none of them works, you're still using power. So that's where it gets tricky with Solid. If you wait, like right here when I restarted, when I did all the upgrades and changed my hard drives, you know, I lose probably a lot of time there not getting workloads, and therefore was like potentially losing these container jobs, where before it was like doing $10 unless it was, I didn't have 9 cards, only on the 6 rigs. This is 6 rigs, guys, right there. Then I decided that I need to upgrade them all, and I'm slowly coming back to hopefully to these numbers or not, I don't know. Maybe it was a peak, some sort of a peak there for me. But anyways, there are a few after the updates, a little bit drop of my workloads here, and with some changes of the rigs that I did now, but hopefully I'll come back a little closer to these numbers. We'll see. So I'll have to really run them for another week to see the difference. So that's where I watch, like, do I put them on ALEO or I put them on the Solid? So right now, definitely Solid makes more sense at this point. So I'm gonna keep it there. So anyways, this video has been super long. I just want to share kind of what I'm doing, how do my with GPUs, and so I can allocate, you know, in the right direction. But I can't build with my rest of the 38, obviously, without investing into the buying more boards. All these 9 rigs, I had already motherboards sitting, hard drives, and 3080s, 3090, 13090, bunch of 3080s. Still have more 3080s, but I don't have any more motherboards, and I don't want to buy for that specific reason to invest into Solid. But since I just had it, it was sitting doing nothing, it's better chop Solid, right? So that's what I'm with the Solid. Like, I would not probably buy equipment to mine, I mean, to chop Solid, but if you have it, it definitely makes sense to kind of go in there where this just constantly using 1600 watts and doing $1.50, where on Solid I could do 250, maybe 6, maybe at some point I did even more, like right here, $10, $11. So on 24s, on the 30s, just look how much power I use on 30s, right? Let's just go back to currency. Don't want to keep you guys for too long, and let's see per day. What was that day again on the Solid? Right there on 24s and the 30s, 24s and 30s of September. So let's see if we can go back. September, can we go back there? Somehow we should be able to. Not sure why is it not letting me. Oh, right there at the top. Okay, here you go. September 30th. Okay, $4. Okay, I used a lot of power, $4, but it was a good day. And then September 24s. Okay, so 30th $10, 24s $11. 24 right there. Huh, that's weird. On 24s I used a lot less power, but was a lot more profitable. $2 there. So even if I use on 30s $2 here to 228, $10, so I did $7 on that, on the 6 machines before. And similar to here, 8, you know, from $10 to $1, yeah, between $8 and $9 in profits there in this couple of these good days anyway. So it's not very you know, constant. You can't really calculate. There's no like data to really have like, okay, is it stable? Well, obviously not, but it doesn't use that much power when it's not stable. But obviously if I don't get loads, like right here, I only make $2. It's obviously probably spent on the power about $1. So not really profitable days. But that was my fault a little bit, upgrading the stuff, adding stuff and stuff like that. So it's, I couldn't really say there is an issue there because it's something that I did. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. This video is super long now, and it's hope it helps you to figure it out a little bit on the GPU mining side, what to do with that. We'll see you next time. Click the like button, consider subscribing to my channel, and we'll see you soon.